Hi friends, in today's video I am going to show you how to make these yummy chicken kebabs. This is a very versatile recipe and you can customize all the spices to your liking along with the sauce. I'm sure you will all like this recipe, so without further delay let's get straight into the recipe. Here I have about half a kilogram of chicken breast and I am going to cut this into small cubes as small as I can. So as you can see, firstly I am cutting them into strips and then I'm going to go along the other way and chop them into small cubes and make them smaller. Mostly in a kebab recipe you use ground mince, but for this recipe we're going to be using cut up chicken so that we have the texture of the chicken and we have a bite-sized amount of chicken when we take a bite. As you can see now, I have majority of my chicken cut up into these small cubes and you can make them smaller if you prefer. I'm now going to add my chicken into a bowl, and to this I'm going to add in 2 eggs, one at a time, so that we have nice and clean eggs. Once these are added, I am going to take 2 chilies that I have already chopped up and I'm going to add these into the mixture. Next, my ingredient is going to be garlic, so I'm going to take half a tablespoon of ginger garlic and I'm going to add this in, and then with this I am adding in 1 tablespoon of crushed chili flakes. We are also going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. You can now add in salt of your taste, however much salt you want. I'm just adding about half a teaspoon of salt, and then one of our main ingredients is 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. You can also use chili mayo if you want over here. I'm just using the plain one, and then I'm going to give my chicken a nice old mix with my spoon. With this mixture you want to make sure that everything is mixed well, as the mayonnaise may start to clump up a little bit and get lumpy, so we want to make sure that we mix that well and release any lumps that we may find. This may take about 2 to 3 minutes, but make sure that you really work your spoon in and get rid of any lumps that you see. Now that that is mixed, friends, we are going to add in 1/4 cup of plain flour. You can also here add in an additional tablespoon of corn flour for the extra crispiness, but this amount of flour in this recipe is perfect as we have a nice golden crisp on the outside. I am now going to give this a good mix and then add in an extra tablespoon or 2 of flours for personal preference. Now we don't want to mix this too much as our batter will get thicker, so just mix this nice and well once everything is incorporated and leave it on the side for a bit. Now the last ingredient here is 1/4 cup of cheese. I am using grated cheddar cheese. You can use mozzarella cheese for the extra pull or any cheese of your choice. I'm now going to give this a final mix and then we are going to move on to our next step in this recipe. I have taken a shallow frying pan over here, and in this I am adding just enough oil to slightly cook the kebabs on each side. Now using a spoon, I'm taking a spoonful of the mixture and pouring it into the oil, and I'm going to slightly flatten this out with the back of the spoon. You want to make sure that these are not too big or small in size. Just a spoonful of the mixture is enough, and then you can use the back of the spoon to flatten it out and get a desired shape. My flame is on a low to medium flame and I'm just going to finish adding up as much as I can inside this. I want to make sure that they are evenly spaced out. I don't want to overcrowd the oil, as then they will not fry evenly and they will not be cooked evenly and thoroughly. I am going to cook these now on this same flame for about 4 to 5 minutes on each side without altering the flame. If your mixture was too thick, they would stick to the bottom of the pan, and if your mixture was too runny, then it would not form a shape and it would break whilst you flip. Now friends, as you can see, they have been cooking for a while, so I'm going to flip these nicely and slowly, and you can see this delicious golden crispiness on the cooked side. Now that we have these flipped, we are just going to make sure that they are evenly cooked and fully cooked on the other side. I'm going to let them cook on the other side as well for about 5 minutes and then flip again to the original side and cook further for about 2 more minutes, just so that we can make sure that they are nice and golden and have a nice crisp and crunch on them. Please make sure you try out this recipe and let me know how you found it. I am sure you will really enjoy it and it is a delicious treat. I am just gonna make sure that they are fully cooked and evenly crispy and golden. You can fry them for an extra few minutes to get that golden color on them. And once they are done, I am gonna take them out individually onto a plate with a paper towel so that they can drain their excess oil and we have left with a nice crispy kebab. I am finishing up taking out the rest of these cooked kebabs, and then with the remainder of the batter that we have, the mixture that we prepared, I am gonna put in the rest of the kebabs and let them cook in their own time. This mixture that we have prepared can make up to 10 kebabs, so if you are making these for a single serving, you can make them for yourself and then freeze them for later use. They are very useful for when you have guests around and you need to make something for them to snack on easily. These are the remainder of the kebabs that we are frying, and as you can see they are also cooked and are ready to be served out almost. I'm just going to flip them over and make them a little bit more crispier and then take them out on the same plate that we had before. For the dip that we are going to have with these kebabs is 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise along with half a tablespoon of chili sauce. You can use any sauce that you prefer, you can use any quantities that you prefer, this is just a standard sauce. I am gonna mix this nice and well and then serve it in my plate and dish everything up nicely. And that is it for today's video, guys. I really hoped you liked this recipe and enjoyed these delicious chicken kebabs. Please make sure that you try these out with your family and friends and let me know what you think of them. I will see you in the next video and I hope to see you soon. Bye friends.